Hi, my name is Lexi Allen, and I am writing a research paper on public schools versus private schools. Basically, my essay goes over the main differences between the two and what private schools may offer that public schools do not. In my opinion, one of the most important factors between the two are the student-to-teacher ratio. I think this because private schools often have way less kids than public schools do, and I know that just from being in town and going to a public school, and one of my closest friends went to a private school, and she had about 20 kids in each of her classes, not even, and I had about close to 40. The student-to-teacher ratio matters because students in private schools can often get a lot of extra attention or personalized attention from their teachers rather than public schools. It's definitely a lot harder to do. This also leads to having a way quieter workspace where you can really be productive and just get your work done. Rather than public schools, there's a lot of extra things going on around the room just because there's so many people. Another big difference is how the schools are both run. With public schools, they're funded by the government, and private schools are by tuition payments and donations. So this financial freedom gives private schools the choice to spend money directly on what helps students grow. For example, students being able to take any unique class that they want at a private school. This is often limited at public schools just because of the money and also the curriculum that everyone has to follow. Adding on to this, because private schools have fewer rules to follow than public schools do, they will have stricter rules for student behavior, which makes it a safer option for families if they want to choose going that route. I know it's kind of hard to do that with public schools just because so many people, everyone gets accepted into public schools. With private schools, you gotta have the money and you have to have everything around that to be in a private school. And there's so many private schools out there that do different things to get in. For example, in town U-High, they take essay applications. For Central Catholic in town, they take tuition payments. And my last argument in my essay are about SAT scores and ACT scores and the differences between the two with both public schools and private schools. With public schools, ACT and SAT scores are much lower than they are at private schools, and I just kind of go over that whole thing. The main differences are about the freedom and money that each school has, so the outcome will be different, and this also will give different ways of teaching with both public schools and private schools. So I got this picture off the internet, and it says how many schools in the US top picks, and I feel like this shows a good way of what I am trying to put out in my essay. With the first one being the total numbers. The total number of schools in the U.S. is 130,029, out of which public schools are 98,755 and private schools are 32,461. So this really shows the numbers. The next one is public school enrollment. So according to public school enrollment figures, 32 states boosted enrollment between 2000 and 2016. It was estimated that 2019 will have the largest public schools enrollments ever, which I put a lot of different statistics in my essay that shows these factors. And then the average ACT scores. Private schools typically exceed public schools on average ACT scores. Private school graduates had a total combined score of 23.8, whereas public school graduates had an average combined score of 20.7, which I also went over in my essay with the statistics as well. And then lastly, the top 5 states with public schools. So this just shows the top 5 states in the U.S., which is Florida, California, New York, Texas, and Illinois. We are in the top 5 in terms of public school enrollments, with education districts essentially thriving inside these towns.